Let me give you an example. Let's say, our video conferencing platform for 500 attendees is £100 a month. Don't know. This is just a guess, but if it is, and Marty mentioned 25%, $25, but that's every month. And if you've got 100 customers, that's 2,500 every month. Now, that's not rocket science. And you're not telling me that out of nearly 6 billion people that use the internet, you can't find 100 customers. But that 2,500 becomes life changing for most people because the average pension in the UK is half of that, less than half of that. That's ridiculous. But I wanted to also talk about shareholders and what it means to be a shareholder and be part of a company that has shareholding, because we don't, and there is a massive, massive difference. Now, we've all heard of all of these giant companies from Coca-Cola to Nestle to um, ExxonMobil. All of these companies have shareholders and they are all beholden to those shareholders. So their main and only goal is to make a profit. Don't care how they do it, they want to make a profit. And some of these companies, bless them, and I'm not going to name any names, but some of these companies use methods that you or I would balk at because they're just wrong. I'm sorry, they are wrong. There's a company in India that decided to take the lake because they could, it's free water. And they converted that into bottled water and now they sell it. But the Indians don't have any water for their irrigation, for their crops. And they're now beholden to a company that just bottled their water. Now, that's wrong. So shareholders, I'm sorry to say, having been in financial services for 40 odd years, shareholders are bad. I don't like them because, as I said, the corporations are beholden to the shareholders. They are keen to make money. That's all they're interested in. We have a different outlook. We have a different theme, a different thought process. And this is more about making sure we have value for money. So Marty mentioned that our video conferencing platform that you could say is a competitor has got all these new little bits and pieces added to it. I wonder where they got those from. Hmm, I wonder. Anyway, the point being here that we have an opportunity that can be life changing. For an awful lot of people. You don't have to understand how things work because I don't. I'm not technically minded. Yes, I'm pretty good with figures, but with numbers. But when it comes to the technical aspect of it, I haven't got a clue. So when you have a company that's going to do the bits and pieces for you that you can't do because you don't know how to, win-win as far as I'm concerned, a win-win situation. And like Marty, yes, I'd love to earn 1 million a year, but I don't think I could spend that. Well, I could spend that in a month, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm sure that once I'm comfortable with what I want, that there are going to be opportunities for me to help others. And if I think about this to multiply this by the million early birds that we have already, and if each of us, for instance, donated because we're making $2,500 a month, $100 a month, that's 100 million a month going to good causes. But, but charities take money off the top. We all know that. And most of them take between 30 and 50%, which is, in my book, what's the point in having a charity? And when you've got some CEO of a charity earning 300 odd thousand for doing some figures, wrong. Sorry. So we have a system, or we're going to be able to launch a system that has a different way of doing it. They're going to cover all the fees. They're going to cover all the expenses. So every dollar that you donate goes directly to the cause, whatever it is that you decide to offer your money to. Now that becomes life changing. Now we know Amazon has created 40,000 millionaires over 20 odd years. Just think if we have 1 million millionaires with in the next 5 years. What difference would that make to pretty much every country? Think about it. If a million of you donated 100 a month to good causes, what difference could that make to countries? Now, that's why I want to be part of this. I don't like shareholders. I don't like being beholden to other people. But when you've got a CEO that wants to create value for money, do it right, you're going to get people that are going to balk at that. And a lot of these larger corporations don't like that. Shame, because it's still coming. He won't give up. Back to you, Comfort. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thanks so much, Andy. Most appreciated. Unfortunately, I might be asking a few questions today. So this question here, Andy, Marty, or anybody who is inspired can just help answer, right? So you both have talked about like we're using the example for illustrations purpose of us making 25% of, for example, OCONNECT. That's what we know because we've used it, and yeah. So if in the case where I have a customer and they pay a yearly subscription and they pay me 25% of that yearly subscription, is there any other way I can make income, or do I need to spend this wisely while I wait for the next subscription to come next year, in the next cycle, if I'm making sense?
There are going to be lots of different products, guys. So you know, some are going to be paid monthly, some are going to be paid annually. But more importantly, if I've got 100 customers and they're all of these products are under one roof, single sign-on, yeah, and the customer looks at that and goes, oh, hold on a second, I can save my money doing this as well, or using this product as well as that product. Oh, look at that one, I'll add that one in as well. You could have one customer buying 20 different products from OnPassive. So you've got 20 different income streams from one customer. And it might be one product is monthly, one product is annually, one product is quarterly, half yearly, whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is you've got a client. Once you've got a client, you've got a client for life, because if they've got a product that is value for money, and I'll give you an example. Our video conferencing platform, when we initially launched it as a test, it was $125 for 10,000 attendees. Now, the nearest closest rival charges $6,500 a month for the same product. How many companies do you think would move across to us if they had a better product at a fraction of the cost? Now they're going to look then at all of the other products that we've got, because they've got value for money on that first product. So you could have a customer that not only brings all his employees across, but also buys every single product that OnPassive comes out with. But even if there's only 5 he takes out of 50 odd, who cares? Because you're earning money on 5 from that one customer.